Think of Sherlock, that moment when Holmes feigns disinterest, letting Watson babble on until Holmes leaps at a tiny clue. Suddenly, Holmes's dumb facade shatters, and he's several steps ahead of everyone in the room. Have you ever wondered, what if pretending ignorance is actually a path to true mastery? Centuries before detective dramas, Sun Tzu taught that all warfare is based on deception. In other words, sometimes the best way to win isn't by showing your hand, but by playing dumb. But how does feigning weakness translate into genuine authority? And why is this strategy still relevant, far beyond ancient battlefields, when you're negotiating a business deal or even navigating politics at work? Buckle up. We're about to uncover Sun Tzu's art of playing dumb and ruling smart. Around 500 BCE, in ancient China's Warring States period, armies clashed over small territories and shifting allegiances. Into this chaos stepped Sun Tzu, a military general who penned the classic treatise, The Art of War. His essential insight, Bingzhe Guidaoye, war is the way of deception. For Sun Tzu, true strength often lies in managing perception, not just wielding brute force. He argued that luring an opponent into overconfidence, through feigned confusion or apparent weakness, sets the stage for decisive advantage. Why does this matter today? Because in any competitive environment, whether the boardroom, diplomatic negotiations, or even family dynamics, the people who reveal all their cards first often lose trust, momentum, or strategic edge. Sun Tzu's emphasis on strategic misdirection remains misunderstood. Some read him as advocating outright dishonesty, while others dismiss his ideas as relics of brutal warfare. Yet modern leaders, from corporate CEOs to political campaigners, continue to borrow his tactics for everything from product launches to alliance building. On one hand, conventional wisdom in leadership and competition suggests transparency and strength are paramount. We admire leaders who speak confidently, showcase impressive credentials, or broadcast their latest achievements. In some business books, the advice goes, show your strength, flaunt your expertise, and winning will follow. Consider that recent blockbuster TED Talk speaker who summarized her research using flashy slides, intricate charts, and confident swagger to win investors. The standard interpretation says, go big, go bold, and let your competence shine. But on the other hand, Sun Tzu offers a starkly different perspective. Sometimes, it's wiser to hide your true capabilities. In The Art of War, he writes, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. This principle runs counter to the be transparent ethos. By feigning weakness, displaying only a handful of troops when you command many more, you manipulate opponents into underestimating you. They commit to decisions built on that false belief, setting up the perfect moment to strike. Sun Tzu's low-key approach creates uncertainty in the mind of the adversary, making them wary of every possible deception. Around 506 BCE, the state of Wu, led by King Helu and Sun Tzu, marched on Chu, a larger power to the west. According to historical accounts, Sun Tzu counseled his king to send spies who reported that Wu's army was small and disorganized, having lost morale. The Chu general, emboldened by this intelligence, advanced with a massive force, confident of an easy victory. But at the Battle of Boju, Sun Tzu's true army, larger, well-trained, and precisely positioned, surrounded and routed the Chu troops. By playing dumb about his strength, Sun Tzu orchestrated one of ancient China's greatest military upsets. Yet if we focus solely on the battlefield, we miss Sun Tzu's broader point. The same deception tactics apply to negotiations, corporate rivalry, and social maneuvering. On one hand, you could walk into a salary negotiation brandishing every certification, newsletter feature, and glowing recommendation. On the other hand, imagine entering calmly, downplaying your accomplishments, listening intently, letting the other side overreach in their initial offer, then unleashing your real value when they least expect it. That contrast in approach can turn an opponent's overconfidence into a self-inflicted weakness. Here's the twist. Sun Tzu's method of playing dumb is not about lying for lying's sake, nor is it a blanket encouragement for dishonesty. It's about controlling the narrative so that others reveal their own intentions first. You can read this two ways. As cynical manipulation, I'll trick you so I can get ahead. Or, as prudent strategy, I'll give others a false sense of security so I can protect my true interests. But the deeper truth is that strategic misdirection relies on an intimate understanding of human nature, our tendency to trust appearances, to assume that what we see is what we get. Sun Tzu writes, "All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved." What does this mean? It means victory often springs from silent preparation, meticulous planning, and timing, factors hidden from the adversary's gaze. Think of a modern CEO who lets press leaks claim their startup is hemorrhaging money, prompting competitors to target it. Meanwhile, the struggling company quietly secures venture capital and hires top engineers. When it finally launches its product, rivals are blindsided. You can view that as ruthless or as a clever exploitation of human bias towards underestimating the underdog. Either way, it flips the script on traditional strength is visibility mindsets. A friend of mine, a product manager at a tech firm, once narrated how his team used Sun Tzu's approach during a major product rollout. At industry conferences, they highlighted only niche features, leading competitors to fixate on minor details. These rivals publicly predicted the product would be obsolete upon release. Behind closed doors, my friend's team worked on groundbreaking AI integration, information they shared strictly on a need-to-know basis. When the product finally launched, it stunned the entire market, and the competitors' seemingly confident dumbbell predictions quickly unraveled. Zooming out, Sun Tzu's lesson on playing dumb, ruling smart echoes throughout history and into daily life. From the cunning of medieval mercenary captains who burned a fraction of their flags to fake a retreat before turning on their pursuers, to modern intelligence operations where spies feed carefully curated information, the principle remains: control perception to control outcomes. In boardrooms, that might mean under-promising a budget and over-delivering results. In politics, it could look like a candidate who downplays policy prowess until the perfect moment to reveal a sweeping plan. Ultimately, Sun Tzu's insight reminds us that visibility can be a double-edged sword. Flaunt your strengths, and your adversary will know exactly where to target you. But by feigning ignorance or weakness, you set traps of overconfidence, forcing opponents to act on false assumptions. As Sun Tzu succinctly put it, "Thus, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been seen associated with long delays." Remember, the greatest victory is the one where the opponent falls into your hands without realizing they are dancing to your tune. Next time you face a negotiation, a project pitch, or any contest, ask yourself, am I showing all my cards? Or am I artfully letting others reveal theirs first? Because sometimes playing dumb is the smartest move of all. Seek wisdom.